Hypnotic suggestion, I don't know how she does it, but to this day, I still encounter pictures that she showed me when I was 12 years old. I call them stop signs because they stop me cold. Like, oh, I've seen that before, but it was 30 years ago. It was one of Alice's drawings. Or I'll read a phrase in a book that at the age of 12 I had no idea what it meant. I read a phrase in a book just a few weeks ago, and I remember it from my childhood, even with the misspelled word in the middle that basically destroyed the feeling of the whole sentence. Alice had told it to me years ago, decades ago. So now I understand the old witch's attitude. She cares but doesn't have time to show it. She's just trying to keep me alive. I'm sure she's trying to keep a lot of people alive. So, the niceties don't exist. Do this. Don't be stupid. And she leaves. Now I get it. She's a leader, or at least a motivator. I prefer to be a motivator. Let somebody else lead. I still don't want to lead, but until someone else steps up, I'm stuck with the job. So, again, what gets us to the point of the story? Who will live in the village? I'll tell you now, for those of you who have not yet guessed it, I am not politically correct. I deal only with reality, and now, with 18 months, 2 years left to us, more than ever. Now that I know that the love for my soulmate is gone, dying like that battery in your flashlight or your car, not with a bang, not with a holler, but with a quiet, barely audible sigh of relief, I can see much more clearly than I've ever been able to before. So what does this mean for the village? It means that the people we will be hiring in order to save their lives, but also for preserving their skills that we need, they're going to have to meet many qualifications under, frankly, what are draconian ideals. And it is very pompous. And I cannot say that I'm even sorry. It is draconian. But it's not like we have 2 decades to evolve into a viable community, a tribe, a living organism, a group of people living and working together who've raised families together in the same town for 2 decades. We don't have that. We got 2 years tops. No, we maybe at this point have a year to assemble a viable collection of complete strangers. And at this point, they really do have to be complete strangers. Now, who will we not take? We will not take gay people. Gay folks make up less than 2% of the world's population, and we will have a maximum of 100 people who will be free to mix and match on their own. Gay people at that point are just dead weight. I'm not going to look for 2% of the population just to make you happy and be politically correct. No, not going to do it. No religion. We're not going to have churches, synagogues, temples, shrines. If you want to believe in anything, that's fine with me. Do whatever you want, as long as you don't hurt anybody else, as long as you don't force your beliefs on anyone else. But the moment you pick up a gun or you burn a book or you chase the witches out of the town, you'll find yourself out the door, gone. No dead weight allowed, no handicaps. Which means that we're not going to hire the handicapped. We're trying to build a sustainable community, and we cannot carry any dead weight. If you're injured after the fact, hey, at that point you're a member of the community, you've done your bit, you're one of us. But going in, no dead weight. Anything that's a liability to the colony, the group, is not going to be invited. No couples. I have had, as you have had, the experience of too many times meeting someone who's just delightful. Someone who is just so nice, so good, so kind, and just so basically wonderful. All you really want to do is take them home, give them a teddy bear, put them in front of the fireplace, and make them a hot cocoa with marshmallows. You just want to keep them forever. They're just, they're cuddly, they're perfect. And then you meet their mate, who is a monster from hell. And you can't separate them, you don't want to. That's why we're not taking couples. We can't do that. We cannot burden ourselves with anybody who's a monster just because they're married to an angel. Can't do it. We're also not taking anybody with children. No emotional ties. Can you imagine going into the village and leaving your children behind, even if they're grown? Imagine leaving grandchildren behind. No, I wouldn't do that to anybody. To me, at that point, that's just humanity, a humanitarian thing. Leave them behind. We also can't take anybody with close family ties, obviously. No family is better. Because how can you leave any member of your family to die? You can't. I mean, even though you don't see them die, and you can keep that small hope in the back of your mind that they might have survived somehow, let's be honest. It's better to have no one to remember than to remember them that way. We'll try to take no people with genetic handicaps. I'm not even sure how we would deal with that one, to be honest with you. And what about age? Well, you know what? The truth of the matter is, I don't care how old you are. You can be very, very old. You can be very, very young, as long as you are good folk. Hardworking, brilliant in your field. You care about yourself. You care about your neighbors. You're in. The reality is, in the village, you'll be living for the first time in your life in a completely clean environment. You will be living in a high magnetic field. You'll be living in a high oxygen-rich environment. You'll be living under lights that flicker at 528 megahertz per second, which is the optimum frequency for health. You'll be drinking clean water. You'll be eating clean food. Again, probably for the first time in your life. And there's not going to be poisons in anything. Your lifespan, no matter how old you are when you get to us, no matter what your current age, will easily double, maybe triple. And you will, for the first time in your life, be in excellent health. So I don't care how old you are. If you're older, that means you've had more experience, you have more knowledge, you have more wisdom. If you're willing to work for that and to share it with others, damn, yes, come on over. So, now are you beginning to get the idea? We need strong, healthy, happy, viable people who know how to work, who know how to play, and who know the difference. No dead weight, no burdens, no drama. Things are going to be hard. Our world is about to change very dramatically, and the less burdens that we take with us into the village, the better all of our chances are. And frankly, do we really want to carry people who are a burden into the next world? I don't. Think of these people as being the foundation of a new civilization. Do you want to carry a burden with that? You want to be the one gay boy in a group of 99 people and not one of them want anything to do with you? That's cruel. I'm not going to do it. Better that you die quickly and cleanly, or whatever way you choose. Now, so what does all of this rambling and terribly incorrect political statements mean? What does my soulmate have to do with any of this? Well, frankly, everything. Her choices of her own free will. She has choices to accept love, or she has the choice to live a lie and be in pain and to hurt everyone around her. And a lie hurts everyone, and it hurts her. And she's lying just to living a lie, just to get even with her father. She takes my love and uses it against me, just to hurt me. She makes a game out of cruelty and destroys herself at the same time. Strangely, she is not invited to live in our village, and neither is anyone else like her. Now, you're thinking to yourself, you're going to play games with us, you're going to show up, you're going to qualify, and you'll be everything we are looking for, and then after the event you're going to disguise, yes, I'm gay, guess what, I got through, ha 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 ha. Well, just want to let you know that we do have access to very ancient technology. Oh, by the way, I lived in West Hollywood for 23 years, so there isn't one little trick that I haven't seen, one little escapade I haven't had to live through 100 times. And lots of my friends are gay. Forgive me, I'm going to make those statements. But for a viable community, we're not making room for 2%. It ain't going to happen. Along those lines, we do have very ancient technology that will tell us if someone is lying or not. It will tell us if you are who you say you are. It's harmless, it's safe, it's effective. We will tell you when we are going to do it. And we will, as Alice has taught me, ask a lot of questions. Very personal questions. Mostly, are you lying about who you are? What are your goals in being here? What are your hopes for being here? These are going to be very personal questions, and I'm sorry, there's only going to be 100 of us, so we have to know. For your good and for ours. For example, a large majority of the human race is bisexual. Good for you, got no problems. And frankly, it's not anyone's business. Just so long as there are, in a community of only 100 people, enough like-minded people for you to have a selection of partners from. That everyone has a chance to find someone for themselves. That's the only reason we need to know. And for me, the concept of love does not, out of necessity, enter into any of this now. Later, when we have time to relax, reflect, to fantasize, go for it. Not my problem at that point. My problem is to get you to that point where you will have the freedom and the time to make those decisions. None of my business. Thankfully. But it's a fact, especially in the United States, that most love affairs, most marriages end, and they end very badly. In a small community, locked away up in the mountains for years, this is not a good thing. So I'm not telling you to do it, but I'm making a suggestion. Instead of looking for love, I would make the suggestion that you look for compatibility. Friendships tend to last forever. Why? Because you like someone. And if you fall out of like with someone, your whole body, your whole heart, your whole soul is not going to be destroyed over it. It's like an episode we covered earlier. If you meet a mighty warrior and you know you cannot beat him in battle, instead send out a beautiful girl to seduce him, have him fall madly in love with her, and then have her break his heart. Break the heart, break the soul, break the man. It's what I've been telling all of my corporate customers for years when designing a project. Please do not put your hopes into the project. Do not have hope. Have a plan. If you lose hope, you lose your heart, you lose your drive, you lose who you are. So instead of having hope, have a plan. Plans can be lost, and you can just come up with another one. It's just a plan. But lose hope, and you lose your soul. It's the same with love. Do not have love. Have like. Have compatibility. Look for compatibility. And you'll probably be together forever. And if not, you can part as good friends. It won't destroy you. But if you lose love, you are lost. You are broken. You are destroyed. I was lucky, really, this time, having been crushed so many times before in my 30-year quest to find love, because my complete love for this woman, for my soulmate, everything was compartmentalized in me. And when the energy just ran out, when she stabbed me that one last time, slapped me in the teeth that one last time, the energy just went, and it was a blessing. I should really thank her for that, my soulmate. I look back over the last 10 months, and all the lies she told, and all the times I had to step in and cover up for her actions, which I hate doing. And all these little shows that she would put on in front of people, always a different show, depending on, of course, who was there and what kind of show she had to put on. And I'm walking around the cities here in Europe, and I'm bursting out laughing. To me, at this point, it's funny, because I am light as a feather. I could literally fly, because the burden that love imposes is gone. And now I'm free. I can think clearly. My great empathy for people has been toned down. I've become the old witch. Because apparently the old witch is on something. Doesn't mean that I have to like her, though. And I'm sure you won't like me after a couple of months ragging on you like this while we're working. So again, this long tirade. Who are we looking for to live in the village? To live there, to work there, to have a life there? Well, you, like me, if you've ever worked at a big company and had to deal with various other departments, say HR, IT, customer service, whatever, you know, as I do, let's say out of a group of 200 people in that department, in HR, for example, there's only one person in that whole department that everyone always goes to. Why? Because there's only one person in the department of 200 who actually will do their job, who will actually help you, who will actually go out of the way to make sure that what you need gets done. That is the person I'm looking for. And we will be spending lots of money on recruiting companies all over the world to find them. That's who I want. I don't want Nobel laureates. I don't want PhDs. I don't want any of those people. I'm tired of them. Do I care about what race you are? No. Male and female, do I care? Yes, because I need equal numbers of both. What language do you speak? I don't care as long as you learn mine. I'm sorry. I'm apparently become a bully. We need doers, not dreamers. Because dreaming is good, but doing at this point is better. And once you are living in the village, you will hopefully be living your dream. And so, the old witch got her way again. Because I obviously needed to learn what reality really is. And I could not lead anyone. I could not lead you, for example, if I had too much empathy for you. If I was more worried about your personal feelings instead of the project that needed to get done that would save your life, I can't do that anymore. And now my soulmate has destroyed that in me for the good. Not that I ever really wanted at any time to lead anyone, but I just can't wait anymore. And someone has got to do this. I've done project management all my life. This is the job we're doing. It has to get done. This is what you got to do. I don't care. Do it. So that I can do, but that was just work from 9 to 5. This is a life. This is your future, all of our futures. Now, if you think you're a better leader than me, can do a better job, step up now. Show me you can do the job, and it's yours. Because frankly, there's enough work for all of us to do. And please remember the episode about tribal instinct. With this design, with these kind of people, we should have thinking, intelligent, caring people who are aware of reality and who will, like I do, see a problem and will just step up and fix it. Not a lot of drama, not a lot of haranguing, not a lot of yelling and screaming. Oh, look how wonderful I am! They just step up and they fix it. That's who we should be anyway. And how, in this final moment, will we know that people are not lying to us? As I said, we have ancient technology that we will use. It's painless, it's harmless. And we'll know if you're lying. So please, don't waste our money or our time, neither of which we have, by playing stupid games with us just to prove us wrong. Because you will at that moment discover it's a very, very, very long walk down that hill in the snow. All of that said, I really do hope that you do have a plan. Because really, I'd like to see you on the flip side. For all of us here at the 2012fad.com, this has been Charlie Bluehawk. And I do really wish you have a good day.